Hey everybody, this is Glidercat, and it's time to play. We're back in Incremental Factory. Let's get back to it. Here's our sprawling factory complex. Last episode, I think we unlocked the hub, right? Let's take a look. Unlocked this building right here, construction hub. And we saw it's kind of expensive. Gears 250. We're doing good on gears. And Gen 1 chips 100. We've got tons of those. And I think we wanted to try to see if we could have our cable factory become that hub. How many cables do we have? Or we talked about maybe making another factory, right? That was kind of this thing, but scaled up. It's kind of expensive. I'm just thinking if we try it here on this little small factory that only has 16 slots, will we regret it? We just do an advanced factory. We got 12 advanced factories. Just thinking. Guy. Let's do it here. And yeah, let's build this construction hub and just see what happens. Boom. Now we're a construction hub. I take off these copper cables. Turn that off for export. Now we're starting to accumulate copper cables. And everybody else just use the copper cables that we're accumulating or not. I don't know. That's what I want to know. I'm going to look at the tutorial. It's not going to help me on this. The reason I'm concerned is we tried in episode 2, I think, maybe even episode 1. We noted that, hey, at headquarters, we got a bunch of coal. And we were like, well, if headquarters can share all its resources, do we really need to have other factories mining coal? And we learned that we did, because our energy production went way down if we weren't producing the coal where our coal power plant is. Just wondering now with these copper cables, you can see the color changed. Man, let's look at the tech tree one more time and see what it says about that. Construction hub makes local resources globally available for construction. Is it only for construction stuff? Is this only for bricks and steel? Or is it for the construction of things like Gen 1 chips? And as I read this now, I'm starting to think maybe this is just for construction, just for bricks and steel. That's not the end of the world if it is. We can make everything work. Yeah, we should see these copper cables. We should see these copper cables going down if they're actually being used. And this is just going up, up, up. Take a look. This production should pretty much have stopped. For Gen 1 chips, we're exporting. And Gen 1 chips are at 0. Gen 1 chips here are not at 2250, so there's room for more chips. These chips are being used in research. 1426, yeah, 1422. Yeah, so unfortunately, my initial theory is not how this works. Bummer. So what can we do about that? We made this a resource. What I want to do, I'm going to get rid of you, this line here, boink. And I'm going to turn our copper cable factory here into a brick factory or something, or a steel factory. And we're going to trade out these two functions. This guy, I'm going to export bricks. And then I'm going to convert this brick factory into a copper cable factory since it doesn't have the whole resource, the construction hub. Before I do, I want to note the buildings. 4 kilns, 9 stone miners. That's what you're going to become. Kilns. And 9 stone miners. I need what? Stone. No, I need to reduce a building. Oh, the construction hub is going to chew up one of the building slots. Maybe 1 less stone miner. Let's see how that does. This is now going to become brick factory. I'm doing this just because we paid to have the construction hub building here. We might as well have this guy start building our bricks for us. Are you only going to store 750? You know what? Wonder if that's a limit. These small buildings, these small factories that they can only store 750. Might be enough to get us by. Oh man, the strategy might not work. And this coal ash, is that going to stop our power plants from running? We're at 750 coal ash. Lots of questions that I don't know the answer to. Yeah, there's stone, just hit 750. We'll leave this here as is. So supposedly we now have 750 bricks available here to be used for building purposes. That's 1 less connection into headquarters. This guy can kind of stay on his own. This guy has a bunch of surplus bricks too. This one's going to become our copper cable factory that we had. Get rid of this stuff. Do copper miner, smelter, more, another one. Cable extruder. And another extruder. We'll export copper cables. And we'll not export bricks anymore. Go to the map. This is confusing. I apologize. We're changing things around. This is going to become copper cables. Go to the map and we'll move this guy back over to here. We'll export there. Gen 1 chips is the building that has a bunch of extra space in it. Let's get into that factory if I can. And let's mine the aluminum here since we got rid of the aluminum mining function from the cable factory. We'll just do it in here. We got tons of buildings for it. Power's looking okay. Kind of a weird ratio. Let's see. Tons of coal, so I don't need more coal miners. I need maybe another coal power plant. Man, we have 3 and we're only getting 100% energy utilization. Chip plant must use a lot. Oh, we have 4 of them going. Okay, I need to get aluminum. That is bauxite miners. Maybe 5 of these and 1 aluminum smelter. That gets us half aluminum per cycle. I've got room for lots more buildings. Ramp that up some more. We'll go 10. 10 miners, 2 aluminum smelters, and now we probably need power. I will add that coal miner back and maybe 2 power plants. Takes half a coal. Do one more. At 80%. Now we're at 97%. We've got more buildings. Let's just do it. Okay, now power's looking great. Aluminum is climbing. That's good. We should be kicking out chips pretty steady. Yeah, 1.43. That's good for now, I think. Though copper cables is still lagging. I suppose we could still make some of those in this factory too. Even on silicon. Tons. Copper cables. I can double this factory. Still have 16 buildings available to us. Let's just double this up. Oh, how is our energy doing so well? Plus, plus, plus. Yeah, check it out. Our energy's at 105 on this one. We don't have any coal miners. Sure, I understand all the energy. But apparently these buildings don't require a bunch. That should have ramped up our copper cable exporting. If we wanted to, we could stack another copper cable basic factory right behind this guy. Cables. 8 per second. Now, yeah, we've increased the Gen 1 chip production quite a bit. All right, enough of that for now. Let's, there's our basic brick factory. This guy, I guess. Oh, look at it. It's actually, yeah, we actually used up a bunch of bricks and it's just refilling the supply. That's maxed out at 16 buildings in there. All right. What's next? We got green science, we got red science, blue science is next, and I'm sure that's got a whole production chain behind it. 250 steel, we're doing great on steel. We're almost maxed out. 2250. There it is. We just maxed out on that. Gen 2 chips. We need 250 Gen 2 chips just to build it. That's our next project. And we haven't even unlocked those yet in the tech tree. Let's look and see where those are at. Gen 2 chips. Oh, man. 1,500. Oh, look at our research. It's way up. 2250 and 222. We're almost there. We need 360 green science. And we're slowly climbing. We got 230. But we need these Gen 2 chips. We might be able to get started on... can I see... I could see what it takes to make those. We could at least get started on the factory. I don't know if they're going to let us know what it takes to make those, though. Guess we could be thinking about what else, other inputs we need. We're going to need sulfur. Yeah, and Gen 2 chips. So sulfur we could do. Sulfur plants. Oh, petroleum. We'd have to import. I think. Look at the map. Research doesn't have to take place at headquarters, but we still have 8 connections on that building. I guess we're going to have a Gen 2 chip factory and see how many ingredients that needs. Hopefully it doesn't need more than 3. We can have 3 inputs and 1 output. But I guess maybe next is a sulfur factory. Let's look again. Sorry about the scrolling here. Sulfur plant outputs 2 sulfur per petroleum barrel. That's going to be oil well gets us just 1 oil barrel. Oh man, look at this. 10 oil barrels to get one petroleum barrel, the refinery. Wonder if we'll have a small factory that's just oil wells, and then maybe another small factory that's kicking out petroleum barrels. Let's do that. Let's get a factory that's just oil. Then we'll do a refinery factory too. And we repurpose things. Steel is a building material. We do something to make that factory. We've got 2250 steel. So we can poach one of these. We've got, oh, we have more basics we can build now. The building limit's 12. Okay, let's just get on it. We're going to do oil factory here. Crude oil. Oh, this oil production. Yeah, it's going to be all oil pretty much. Boom, 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 boom. Oh man, look at the cost of these. 250 steel per oil well. I just burned through 1,000 steel and 1,000 gears. Oh, and Gen 1 chips, 75. We've got a bunch of Gen 1 chips. Not too worried about that one. Yeah, we still have 1,800 of those. Steel. Yeah, we still have a ton of steel. What's the holdup? Can I make more? Let's get that out of the way. Gears. Bet it's gears. Yeah, 150 we have available. They are replenishing. We need 250 for the next one. Let's keep factory building while the gears accumulate. We have oil production, and then I want oil refining. It's here, maybe move these back a bit. Oil production, you're going to export your oil barrels. They're going to go into this guy. It's going to be oil refinery. And that's all you're going to be doing, buddy. I think. Oil refinery. This guy costs a lot too. Gears and chips. Gears. Wonder if we could do gears as its own separate factory. An oil refinery there. Gears are a building material, right? So that should be able to be like this brick factory. Let's do it. And this one going to be gear factory. Maybe it'll give us at least a little bit more gears on hand for building purposes, so we're not waiting like we are now on gears. You're going to need this construction hub, which takes, of course, 250 gears, which we don't have yet. But gear production is what? Let's see. Where are you? The press. Gear press. You need iron plates. And you make gears. Iron plates, smelter. Iron miners. Is this 2-to-1? Yeah, 2-to-1. So 4 miners, 2 smelters. The gear press takes 1 iron plate to make a half a gear. This is putting out 2, so let's do another one of those. How's power? Power looks great. But I need to save 1 building slot for the construction hub. So if I want to max out gears, why are we not getting gears? Am I missing plates? What's going on, smelter? Oh, it needs coal. Need coal. Now we're getting our iron plates. Now we're getting our gears. How do I scale this? Coal, are you climbing? Coal, you are. Iron plates are steady. I've got 6 more buildings I can do. So 2 more iron miners, another smelter. Gears are climbing. And these gears should be available to us as building materials for anybody who needs them now that we've built this construction hub. I don't need to wire them as an input to any other factories. This is just a construction hub. Gears, I've got 3 more slots. Coal is negative. So we're probably going to need a coal miner. Maybe. Miner. Iron miner. Iron is almost perfectly balanced. That might be the best we can do. I mean, I've got 1 more building slot. Is coal climbing? Yeah, it is. I could do a power plant, maybe. Let's do that. And this whole factory is just to give us a supply of gears on hand. It may not be the most efficient, but it gets us at least a little more production and it's available for building materials. Let's get back to the refinery. This guy processes 10 barrels of oil. Energy looks good so far. Let's get their oil barrels. Actually, oil barrels look like to be the holdup. Let's go to the other factory and spend their oil production. Another oil well, another oil well. Energy's at 100%, so it looks like we don't have to worry about that. I just want to kind of max this out. Waiting on something. Could be gears. 250 per oil well. Production challenges research unlocked. There's a status message up in the top left. That's a new kind of thing we haven't played with. I don't know how to do it. Let's look at the tutorial. Go into the tutorial documentation. Let me just show what it says about challenges. Because once you unlock production challenges, we haven't researched it yet. It's unlocked, but we haven't researched it. It says you can earn prestige points. This is done by building a production challenge plant, selecting a resource as a challenge, and then delivering as much resources as you can to the parcel with the production challenge plant. The more resources you deliver, the more prestige points you will be eligible for. To get production points, you will have to reset your game by pressing the reset button in the top right corner. I think that starts everything over. But it says once the game is reset, you will get the production points you were eligible for. Those can now be spent on skills. And then it says note that most skills will only be available after another another reset. So after spending your points, it is advisable to reset one more time to make sure the skills all apply. And then it says you need greater than 50% to unlock the connected skills. So this must be like you reset your game and you start a new run and you've got some extra perks and things. We'll see if we get to doing that or not. I'm not keen about tearing apart all my factories by hitting the reset button. I think that's what's going to happen if I do it. Reset button's up here in the top right. So we'll close that. But that's what this little status message, I think, is talking about up here in the top left. All right. While I've been dawdling, let's check our research. We are waiting for Gen 2 chips. We've got enough. We got 2250 red, science, 800 green. I think this is red and green. Let's do Gen 2 chips. That's going to get us down the path of the blue science packs. Boom. That's researched. While we're here, we could probably waste some money. Let's erase some science packs. Let's reduce the energy consumption by another 8%. I think that's going to pay benefits in terms of the building space. Now we're down to 585 and 351. The parcels limit to 16. We're doing okay there. Here's a large parcel, 64 buildings, but only 2 connections. Painful. But I wonder if these would make better resource buildings if they would actually hold more product than the 750 that we're seeing for the small or the basic parcels. Production challenges, that's what we just read about. Grade challenge. Node parcel. Let's hold off on researching anything else. Working on Gen 2 chips is what we're trying to get to. Do I have that available? I do. Gen 2 chip plant. Take steel, bricks, and Gen 1 chips. We're doing not as good on Gen 1 chips as we were. We've only got 506. Spent, make that 502. Not good. It's going to make it hard for us to construct things, isn't it? Oh no, 498. We just dipped below the number we need for this factory. But this guy's going to take silicon dioxide, oh man, and plastics. So only 2 inputs. It's not bad. 2 inputs, and we're obviously going to want to we're going to want to export the Gen 2 chips. Wherever our blue science factory is. That doesn't necessarily have to be at headquarters. Silicon dioxide and plastics. And the blue science laboratory needs not only those Gen 2 chips, but it needs sulfur on top of it. That's kind of what we've been working on right now. Sulfur. Refinery is kicking out the petroleum barrels. Sulfur plant just takes petroleum barrels and outputs sulfur. It's a 1-to-1. Petroleum barrels, we're not even doing 1 per yet. And our bottleneck is still oil barrels coming in. Let's see if we've got resources to beef up the oil production. There's 6 per second. Oil wells. They're so expensive. They take the Gen 1 chips too. Killing us. 75 per oil well. Boom. That's all we can do. Gears, right? Gears and steel. Still holding us back. Gear factory's not super productive. 188. That's the global amount. It's 193. I thought we were still making gears. I think we are still making gears at headquarters, but they're being chewed up for Gen 1 chips. So what can we do about that? We can do another gear factory just identical to this one. Uses up one of our little buildings, but we got a ton of them. That might be worth doing. Do that. It'd be nice if we could copy. Eventually we're going to get blueprints. But let's just spin up another one of these. Won't take but a minute. Add a basic. Move this parcel over here. It's going to be Gear Factory 2. Let's go into here. We'll call this one Gear Factory 1. Take a look at what we need. 3 iron smelters, 2 coal miners, iron smelters, 2 coal miners, iron smelters, 2 coal miners, a coal power plant. I think we had like 7 of these. Then we need the resource building. Oh, forgot it costs so much, right? 250 gears and 100 Gen 1 chips to make this a construction hub. There is a cost to it. But I'm doing it so that we have more gears on hand when we need them to build. Okay, what else? 3 iron smelters, 217, 3217, 217. Then we have 2 gear presses and our construction hub. 2 gear presses and our construction hub. Oh, we got it. Boom. All right, so we used up all 16 building slots. We've got another kind of construction hub factory up here. Maybe we just do it like this. Factory 1, gear factory 2. Those are just all resources. This could go up here too, I suppose. We don't need connections to or from any of those. These guys will hopefully try to get in there. Hopefully accumulate gears for us. I think these buildings hold 750 each. Still trying to ramp up oil production. Don't have enough. Something. Need 250 gears, 250 steel. No gears there. Gears globally, we're only at 146. We need 250. Steel looks great. We're at 2250 steel. All being imported. Probably doesn't need to be. Do we have steel? Yeah, we have steel going in here. These steel factories could be made, resource hubs as well. We wouldn't need to use a connection into our main hub. We may do that also. Do you have an extra building slot? You don't. You have a huge surplus? You do. We'll leave it for now. Take advantage of the extra storage space that the hub has by typing this in. In fact, we could do the same thing with the bricks if we wanted. Yeah, there's no bricks in storage. Good. This brick factory is backed up. It can only hold 750. We can make this keep this a resource hub or a construction hub, and periodically at least export those bricks. Let's do it. Let's export bricks, and we'll run those bricks just into the hub. We can always disconnect that whenever we want. That's going to increase our storage of bricks that are available to everybody, and it's going to keep this factory working. That still waiting on gears, I believe. I want to ramp up this oil well production. We got to be getting darn close. What it says for gears globally. 273. We should be good. Oh, is it Gen 1 chips? Oh, look at Gen 1 chips. They're down to 3. Oh, no. We might need to turn off our green science laboratory. That's chewing up our Gen 1 chips, and I need some. I need some Gen 1 chips. I hate to tear that down because it cost a lot to build it. Steel and bricks. We could try and ramp up green Gen 1 chip production. Let's take a look. Gen 1 chips. Got room for more buildings in here. Got plenty of silicon. One of our imports. Cables, right? That's our bottleneck. Gen 1 chips take 3 copper cables. Copper cables are the bottleneck. Take a look. We are importing them here. Check out this factory. Maxed out. Do another one of these. This is a pretty simple factory. 8 copper miners, 4 smelters, and 4 cable extruders, and power's fine. Let's do it. Kind of saving these advanced factories just for later. Maybe I don't need to, but I'm trying to use up the basic ones first. Let's just add a copper cable factory 2 here. This will become copper cables 1. Go to the map, make this guy copper cables 2. And what was the opposition of this guy? Oops, I think I just subtracted one by mistake. 8 copper miners, 4 smelters, 4 extruders. 8 copper miners, 4 smelters, 4 extruders. We're going to export the cables. Power looks good. Why am I not seeing cables? Copper ore. Did I click too fast or something? For smelters. Oh, coal. Where are you getting your coal from? Or are you not? Coal is at 0. So this might not be working. Let's get rid of one of the copper miners and add a coal miner. Yeah, that may have been an issue. That may have been an issue. Do the same thing in the other factory. One less copper miner, one more coal miner. This gets us 1 per cycle, and the smelters are going to take 0.2 each. And it looks like the extruder is not going to chew up coal, so coal should climb slowly. It is. And we want to export those cables, and we need to make the link. Oink. Max. Is there a max transfer here? Look at this. Only 8 per second, but I'm getting 8 per second from my first factory. Let's see. Learning. Looking at the supply of copper cables within the factory. Okay, that is declining. Assume everything's running, that we're producing cables. Production's at 8 per second. These are actually accumulating. Are we limited? Are we limited on what we can export? We got 8 per second coming into this factory, and only 8 per second are coming out of this one. I would expect that to double up and be 16. Might need to change this factory around. I'll show you how. I disconnect this for plunk. I bring it to view down, fellas. Might need to do this and leverage this connection. Now it's getting 16 copper cables in. Silicon is down at 0. What? Zeros? Going on over here. Copper cables are maxed. Energy looks good. I've got no coal. Does anybody need coal to run? Bauxite miner. Not. Guy needs coal to run. Our aluminum smelter needs coal to run, and our power plants need coal to run. I need more coal miners. Right? Because I got 10 coal power plants. They're going to chew up 5. We only had 5 coming out before of our coal miners. So I need, for 2 aluminum smelters, they're going to each need their own coal mine. Chip processing does not require coal. That's it. Should be good. I'm going to throw another coal miner in here just because we have the buildings for it. We should start seeing coal climb. Yep. Tons of cables, tons of silicon now. What's going on with Gen 1 chips? 2 per second. That's better than it was, actually. the more building slots. I've got all the inputs. Gen 1 chip plants. Silicon is next. Cables 3 per. Need 3 cables per thing. So we need at least 12. I think we have 16 coming in. We can do one more chip plant. Keep an eye on our power. Looks okay. We'll have lots more building slots. Tons of copper cables. Aluminum is not great. It's steady. Chip plant's going to chew up half an aluminum. Do silicon. How are we doing on? Yeah, silicon's awesome. Aluminum might be our bottleneck. Let's ramp that up by 1. Aluminum smelter. Boy, we need 5 bauxite miners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for every aluminum smelter. Energy is now coming down. Let's add 2. Let's see, 1 coal miner for every 2 power plants. Another coal miner, 2 more power plants. We get our power back up a little bit. I didn't even. Oh, I did add the chip plant. We should see Gen 1 chips production up a little bit more. Yeah, 2.87 per second. A little bit better. Our brick factory. Curious. Yeah, that's at 0. That's what we want, actually. And headquarters should be accumulating bricks. Something we set up earlier. There's not a lot here because we just did a bunch of building. That's better. Are Gen 1 chips accumulating? They're not. Still not enough. Might need to turn off grain science. Man, I hate to do that. Feels wrong. But I need more Gen 1 chips and I don't know how to ramp them up further than we just did. Unless we build another factory. This guy is pretty much maxed out. Aluminum is perfectly balanced, and just to get another aluminum is like 6 buildings. Need 5 bauxite miners for every aluminum smelter, if I'm reading this right. And another coal plant for each smelter. This plant feels like it's maxed out. And we're starting to significantly tap into our silicon. Take a look at that. Now this one, isn't this weird? 8 per second and 0.6 per second. What's going on, fellas? You got a bunch. Copper cables. Oh. Copper cables are maxed out over here. That's the bottleneck. That's why we're not sending more over. Oh, man. We are going to need more silicon. Could duplicate that factory. Let's do that, and then we'll call it an episode. And this one, I think we can just chain together. We don't need to connect over there. Let's do one more silicon factory. Just a basic. This is going to be Silicon Factory 2. We're going to copy everything out of this one. Rename it while we're here. Silicon Factory 1. Coal miner, 2 plants, 9 stone miners. 1 coal miner, 2 plants, 9 stone miners. 2 plants, 9 stone miners. Assuming this is working. 2 quartz, 2 silicon. 2 quartz, 2 silicon. Oops, run out of building materials. Bricks. Bricks and steel. We can export. I can't even pick it until we build the silicon furnace. We're going to export silicon. Still waiting on building materials. This one, I think we can just connect it. Let's see, 1.98 before we link these together. Yeah, 2.97. So we must be limited at 8 per second on these connections. And we just need some building materials. Let's go. Bricks it is. We need 500 more bricks. 300 more steel. See how things are looking on bricks and steel. Steel's fine. Bricks not so fine. Bricks are sending over at 1.48 per second. You know what we could do? Copy this brick factory. Do it. Let's do it. That'll be our last basic factory for now. This one doesn't even need to. Doesn't necessarily need to be a hub. In fact, we could do. Make this brick factory too. I'm just being a miser using these small factories. Brick factory 2. We could use a bigger factory and probably save ourselves some time. I'm saving them just to do it. Might not be wise. 4 kilns, 8 stone miners. Do we have the resources? 4 kilns, 8 stone miners, 2 coal miners, and a plant, I think. When I export the bricks, map can do is I'm going to get rid of this line. I'm going to have this factory export as bricks here. This factory export as bricks there. Showing 8 per second. I don't know why. Seems super high. Maybe there was a surplus in here that we're draining out. Yeah. It won't stay that high. That gets us a little bit better brick production. Should this be chained differently? Probably. Let's chain this up a little differently. Rename these two. Let's have this one that cannot, his resources can't be shared. Could make this shared too, right? We've got another building slot. It's just using a lot of resource. 100 Gen 1 chips and 250 gears. But it would give us more storage. I think we need it just yet, though. I'm just going to chain you to there and chain you to here. All right. Where were we with all this stuff? Silicon factory? Yeah, we wanted 1 more quartz, 1 more silicon, and we should be good. 0 per second. What's going on? What are we missing here? Something obvious. We don't have coal. Who needs coal? The furnace needs a little more coal than what we've got. Oh, man. So yeah, 1 less stone miner. 1 more coal miner. There, now we're producing. We probably need to do the same thing here, right? We're starved out on coal. 1 less stone, 1 more coal. Map. And now we're doing pretty good. I just did that because I noticed our silicon supply is, look at that, starved out. Yeah, let's wrap this episode here. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. We're on our way to what? Gen 2 chips. Our big problem right now is just Gen 1 chips are, they were starved out. We're doing a lot better. This got down to 0. We might be able to work with what we've got now. And get Gen 2 chips. We've used up all our basic buildings, so we can start getting onto the advanced buildings. We do have, let's take one last look in the tech tree and we'll call it an episode. We have stuff we could unlock that's going to give us more buildings. But I might switch over to just using the advanced buildings, right? Rather than limping along with these little ones just for fun. This stuff we can organize a little bit, move you over. See a little bit, or maybe you can come up here. Want to see these the transfer rates better, a little better. And up. And this one will not line up no matter what I do. So maybe we'll line up with that side. Even those aren't really lined up. Look at that. Oh, it's because this guy has a special coloring. Oh, well. Bear with it or deal with it. Yeah, tech tree real quick, and then we're done this episode. Yeah, 2250 red, 934, 935. Yeah, we can upgrade the parcels limits to 16 per type. We've got these other parcels, though, that might be worth unlocking first. Large parcels, 64 buildings, but only 2 connections. 64 buildings, 2 connections. That would be awesome for like a brick factory resource hub, right? A building hub. Just max out production of steel, max out production of bricks, and max out production of whatever the other one was. Gears in those buildings. Maybe we'll do that. Let's leave it there for now, though. This is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the series on Incremental Factory. I'm having a lot of fun with this game. It's doesn't hold your hand in the beginning, but once you get going, man, it just kind of flows, right? You just kind of follow the tech tree, kind of standard factory game. What's the next level science pack? And what are all the little production processes to produce it? And build away. I like it. Hope you do too. I want to thank Glidercat patrons and channel members as always for their support. Deeply, deeply appreciated. If you'd like to join that small but very appreciated group of people who are helping support the Glidercat channel, links to do so in the description, and I'd be grateful for that support. With that, I'll see y'all in the next episode.